You cannot escape the law of karma. You cannot escape the spiritual laws of this world. So that way, just by doing any one thing, you don't reach somewhere and then maintain it there. So that's why the word sadhana becomes very important for us. Sadhana means something that you do to change your inner vibrational frequency forever, permanently. But for that, the one and only constant that you need to understand about sadhana is constancy, continuous effort. And so when I speak to people, and if I ask any of you now, what is your major problem in your sadhana or in your spiritual journey? I'm sure first instant some of you would come and say, like, I don't have peace at home, I have this thing to do, I have that thing to do. We all have such things, But honestly, if you sit quietly and try to answer that question, what you will all come and tell me? You will tell that I am constantly thinking about something. I am continuously thinking about something. The reason why at the end of the sadhana you feel nice is because in that 45 minutes or 1 hour of sadhana that we are together, we touch silence. Spirituality is all about touching silence. So what is the difference when you touch silence? Because you are experiencing something which you are not used to. So right now, you are listening to me, but think about right now, watch your mind. There are other thoughts going on. You are not completely here. And so forget about now. Even otherwise, when you are moving around your life on a day-to-day basis, what happens to you? You're constantly thinking about things to do in life, things to do in the world, thinking about mending a relationship, thinking about connecting to somebody, thinking about making a living, thinking about doing something in business, thinking about the things to do in the office tomorrow, thinking about the project that you'd submit. Constantly maybe a kind of fear happening, gripping in your heart. Something or the other is there. How many of you can stand up and raise your hand and say, no, my mind is always empty and quiet and calm? 99.9999% of people cannot do that. They are constantly thinking about something. And that thinking is the trouble. That is what differentiates between a normal human being and each one of you sitting here, because you are thinking in terms of elevating yourself. So the answer to elevating yourself is by silencing your mind, constantly silencing your mind, keeping your mind as empty as possible, as silent as possible. But then there is no trick. If you try to silence it, it will get activated mode that we are all experiencing. This constant thinking that is going on in your mind has to be replaced with silence. And that is where remembering God, or remembering a mantra, remembering your guru, remembering a feeling that you experience in your spiritual sadhana, it becomes important.